we're here at Peak Heating and Cooling in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Super successful HVAC company that we've been working with now for, I guess, since September of 2021, and it is now January of 2023. So I just want to start off asking you, what's your name and who are you here?
Hi, my name is Juan Ochoa, and I'm the CEO of Peak Heating and Cooling.
What would you say the number one thing you can attribute your success to is? And you want to tell us a little bit about your successes as well here at Peak, how you started and where you are now.
So we started in October 3rd of 2019. It was four brothers that started Peak Heating and Cooling. We were just sick and tired of being at a place where they didn't want to grow. They just wanted to stay consistent. They were stuck doing HVAC the old way. New ideas, new thoughts, new generation thinking wasn't allowed. So we just decided to say, hey, we're going to start Peak, and we're going to grow to the best company here in West Michigan.
If you don't mind, where did you start numbers wise, and where are you guys now?
Our first year in business, it was last quarter of 19, from October to December. We probably did about, our number was about 200,000 to 300,000 in those 3 months. And then COVID hit, fortunately, and we were like, oh, well, we're thinking, oh, this is not going to be good. And we did about 1.2 million that year during COVID. And that following year, we did about 3.3 million, 2021.
Wow.
And then 2022, we ended up right around 5 million in 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. That's some impressive growth. And for people that haven't been in the business for a long time, and for people that haven't been in the business for a long time, if you could give us 3 of your top things to do as a new company and an existing company to change the game, what would you say?
Number one, I would know your numbers. Get someone that, a CFO, or get somebody that actually does accounting. Don't go to a CPA and be like, hey, here's my financials. How much do I owe in taxes? You got to know your numbers. I think with this HVAC industry, is a lot of people out there are bidding jobs thinking what the price is right. Kind of like playing the game, price is right. So they need to know their numbers. Number two is, it's all about the people. Take care of your people. You generally have to care about your people. You can't fake that. So number two is the people. And number three, I think it's speed. People these days, this new generation, they're on Amazon. They look up, I'm going to buy something I want today, tomorrow. People are not going to wait a week, 2-3 weeks for you to put an AC in or a furnace in, dead winter, hot summer. So know your numbers, take care of your people, and speed.
Would you go back and change anything that you know now that you could have back then to maybe improve your business? What's some subtle changes that you've made to like really optimize things here?
Yeah. So when we started, my brother Angel knew the numbers. He was really good. But we ran a lot. A lot of guys don't know this, but there's cash basis and accrual basis. So we operate as a cash basis. When you're doing anywhere from 300 to a million, a cash basis might make sense. And once you start getting to a 2, 3, 4, 5 million mark, it seems like accrual basis is the way to go. So if I can change anything, it would be, like I said, hire someone that knows their numbers, CPA, and someone has to do it live. Someone has to be doing it every single day. You cannot operate every single day without knowing your numbers, because you get to the quarter and you're like, what happened? Then you're trying to play catch up. So you need to know your numbers every single day, and that's what I would change.
Something that you guys are doing that I found really intriguing, and not to give away too many secrets here, but I don't know of any other HVAC companies doing this now. Can you talk to me a little bit about your subscription-based service?
Yeah, so this is a common thing in the industry right now. What we're doing is we're doing a lot of people have like memberships, like maintenance plans. We're actually just doing a membership where they sign up, say it's $10 a month, and then we'll go. They only call us when they need us, but we waive diagnostic, give them kind of the same thing as a maintenance plan, but we're not going out there twice a year. So what I found with this industry is you have 20 technicians, half of them are doing maintenances. We all know they hate them. Nobody wants to run them. And it's costing you, wear and tear on your vehicles. It's costing you an extra 6 dispatchers. And then you're forcing your guys out there to sell. Like, you have to sell this maintenance customer something every year. So we're changing the model. I know there's a lot of good people in the industry out there that are doing the same thing. So we just want to bring a new generation of thinking to the industry.
In terms of industry and things like that, where do you see yourself on track to do this year in comparison to your previous years?
So this year we want to double it to anywhere from 10 to 15 million. We're thinking we can be possible. We just need weather cooperate a little bit, but we should be able to hit at least 10 million by end of this year. Then if everything goes great, we should be able to hit that 12 to 15
Wow.
if the weather really helps out. So train your guys, have manuals to train your guys, have systems and operations in place, have procedures in place. You really don't manage people, you manage procedures. So if you can start understanding that if someone comes into your office and something goes wrong, a lot of people just go right to that guy and say, hey, you screwed this up, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right. What you have to do is, do I have a procedure in place for that? And if I do, why didn't you follow the procedure? If I don't have a procedure in place, then that's your fault as the owner. You need to sit down and create the procedure. You need to create procedures so you can manage people. You cannot just manage 30 people at procedures. You are going to hit a wall after wall after wall. So that's what I found out too. Procedures is number one too.
Awesome. And can you talk to us a little bit about what kind of advertising you do, and do you think one kind of advertising is more important than the other, or do you find that all advertising is great? Tell us a little bit about your strategy for getting your name out there now that you're doing well.
Yeah. So when we first started Peak, people called me crazy, but I would have my girlfriend go out and we would make these Peak little sticky things people will take off the walls. We started doing that, and we started plastering them in every local place we could. They'll allow us. And we're like, hey, can we put this up? Sure, sure, sure. So we started doing a lot of the sweat equity. So if you don't have the money, the resources, and you're sitting at home expecting someone to call you, then that is your fault. Get up there, make some cheap advertising, put it everywhere, and then get some sweat equity. Donate your time for these people. A lot of people just sit there in their office like, I'm not getting any calls. If I don't have any money, then why aren't you getting out there? Why aren't you creating ideas to do some free advertising? It's out there. Go meet some realtors. Go talk to some realtors. Get out there. Donate your time. Stop making excuses. So we started with that. We started taking off. People started to know who we are. We started making a lot of noise. And then, like I said, finding a good marketing company, it is hard. A lot of them claim, hey, we know how to do everything. I don't believe in that. I feel like one marketing company has to be good at one thing. If you're an HVAC guy and someone calls you for plumbing, why don't you do plumbing? Because you're not good at plumbing. You're good at HVAC. So you got to find a company that's good at one thing only, and then find to the next. And we got to be comfortable with that company too. Hold them accountable. My advice is don't get one marketing company that does it all. I wouldn't suggest that. Find one marketing company that's good at one thing, and then the next thing, PPC, SEO, and then social media. Hire your own guy in social media. Once you get to a 3 to 5 million mark, get someone here comes takes pictures all the time, posts his birthdays, stuff like that. All that works. All marketing works. You just got to get the right people, like you guys for SEO.
Gotcha. And do you think that traditional marketing is valuable too, like radio, newspaper, billboard, stuff like that? Do you find value in that now, or do you think those things are obsolete for the marketing?
No, I think all that works. It's just that's making noise. That you're kind of shaking your city by putting radio and billboards. But if you're not doing the other things, if you're not doing SEO, you're not doing PPC, or you got to do everything. It's just you got to know what works for you. So what I do is we look at everything, say we put a couple thousand into that, and it maxes out the budget in a week, and we got a good return on investment because we measure everything service time. Then we go, okay, that really worked. Let's put another 2,000 into that. So then that starts taking on. Then maybe we take it out of the other budget we had for something else. So you gotta play with everything, but you gotta be smart and put numbers attached to it. So every like SEO has a number, our PPC has a number, our social media has a number, our billboards has a number, our radio has a number, each radio station. So we know where every call is coming through. So if something's not working, we cut it off.
I guess as a closing statement and just general advice, what would you say to the new guy that's starting off, maybe doing 100,000 to 300,000 a year? What do you think the best advice you could give him is, just to close this out?
So what I would do if you're just starting off, what we did is, where do you want to be in the next year? So let's say you're at 300,000. Okay, well, I want to grow to 2 million. So then you got to strategize your advertising budget to 2 million. So do 10% of 2 million, right? It's 200,000. So you're going to say, okay, I need to build for that 200,000. So what you need to do is take how many jobs you're going to do, divide it by that 200,000. Now add it to your cost. So you got to project where you want to go. So if you're at 300,000, you want to get to 2 million, but you keep charging the same prices, how are you expecting to get to 2 million? So what I would strategize is, okay, I'm going to redo my budgets. Okay, maybe I'm charging say 3,000 for a furnace. Well, that ain't working. I need to readjust my pricing because I need to hire a dispatcher, another technician, another installer. So you need a plan for the 2 million growth. What a lot of people do is well, I want to get to 2 million, but I don't want to spend any marketing. I want to stay where I was at 300,000. Well, that's kind of, you would have to do a lot of sweat equity, a lot of that get out there, but that might get you to that million. Then after that million, you're like, all right, now I got to spend 10%, 100,000 in a whole year. Then you start looking at ways to get there. So my advice is know your numbers. If you want to grow, you got to project for that growth. So start budgeting yourself for that growth. So, and then number 3, the last thing I would do is, the most important thing is when you're looking for people, hire for a good personality, a good attitude. Don't hire really on the person, just how they walk in and be like, there's tests you can do, like a color test, I call them. You can do them. And then if he fits that personality you're looking for, is willing to run weekends, that's willing to work hard, I will train that guy. It doesn't matter if they don't know HVAC or plumbing or electrical. You can train that guy, but you got to hire for personality. Don't hire just for, oh, he knows my cousin or he knows my dad. I wouldn't do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And that'll close it out.